Okay, this is video 2. This is video on spaghetti. So we have a currency strength chart here, which is very different to the heat maps. The good thing about the spaghetti is we can see direction and history, which you cannot see on the heat map. I've got mixed feelings with the spaghetti, and I'll just go through my experiences with you. So let's just have a look at it first. We're on a 1 hour chart. We have a zero line here, so anything above is strong, anything below is weak. The distance between these isn't necessarily important. It seems to be the direction of, if we look at here, look at the Aussie dollar here for example, and the yen. You see how they're diverging from each other. So in this instance, obviously the Aussie dollar is getting strong, the yen's getting weak, and obviously vice versa, New Zealand dollar is diverging against the yen. The other beauty of these is we can see areas where we want to be trading and areas where we don't want to be trading. We don't want to be trading currencies that are flat because we're going to get stuck in a killing zone. We want to be where the money is, where the money's flowing. Excuse me. So you can see during the night sort of Asian session, a little bit flat here. If you look at the previous day, obviously there was a bit of movement here, but so this is where it's certainly happening. We've got a euro that's got very weak and the sterling's got very strong. Now I know that G likes to trade these when they start to get to an extreme because they can only stop there for so long and they've got to come back to the pack. So if you look here for example at the sterling here and the euro here, see how they're now diverging, they're pulling back. It can be that if this is actually a retrace, a pullback. I have noticed that at times what happens is it gets strong, it's obviously had a big move, it's got to retrace a bit and then it's going again. So that's a little area that bothers me and I struggle with, and I hope someone else can actually put some ideas and thoughts forward on that, because this is a fantastic way of trading and grabbing some pips, but I struggle at times with this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What I have found is that if you have two currencies that are doing this, you know, one's got strong, one's got weak, the ideal scenario I've found is if they're symmetrical. That seems to work very well. So yeah, let's have some thoughts on that. The other thing to look out for is two currencies that are diverging very strongly. So you've got, you know, a real strong move, for example, obviously in the sterling here, but you'd want one with a mirrored image with a real strong angle as well, and that shows, you know, there's something going on there, usually a news related event that has caused such a sharp movement in the pair of currencies. The other thing to think about with these is on the high time frames. It's great, you can look for trending currencies, you can see what's strong, what's weak. The other one I play with sometimes is the CCFP one. Not really any good on the lower time frames, but the high time frames it's pretty good. So have a play with that one. The other area to have a look at is different time frames. If you look here, we've got a 4 hour chart. Let me just change that. So now we've now got a 1 hour chart, 15-minute chart and a 5-minute chart, which is great because what we're doing, we're literally zooming in to a macro level to see what's actually going on. Okay, so obviously this point here was quite some time ago, so we can move in and see a little bit closer to the current time frame as to what's happening. The other point I wanted to talk about was the Asian session. We usually get currencies like the yen, New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar doing a bit of a fandango. Obviously here with the yen, it's got obviously very strong, and if you just look at these two down here, the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar, I've noticed quite a lot of times when you get a lot of movement during the Asian session between a pair of currencies, it can carry on through the day into the London Open and into the New York Open. This is a very good example actually, because the yen here, look, has flipped from one side to the other, and look at the New Zealand dollar, that's flipped as well. So that is probably a good example of money and action going on there, and a chance to catch it later on in the day. What else to talk about? The other point just to make out as well is that, again, a good example today with the sterling. There's already been a strong move here, so I tend to be a little bit wary, because which way is it going to go? Is it going to just retrace and carry on, or is it going to lose all the momentum and pull back into the pack? The other thing I'd like to say is there's a lot of people out there that don't post on forums, and there'll be a number of reasons for that. The other, obviously, one reason can be they're frightened of making fools of themselves. Well, we've all been there, and I still to this day make a fool of myself, but you've got to just plough through that. Get your ideas out there, get your experiences out there, and let's all hear them and try and help you. And you know, just do it. There are idiots out there who are going to have a go at you, and it's like that in any walk of life. And Forex seems to attract more of them than in any. So anyway, sermon over. Please, you know, if you don't post, have a go. Right, next video is going to be on the indicators on the trading platform. So see you next time. Anyway, thanks for bearing with me, and please, you know, if you think I've just spoken a load of twaddle, stick some messages up on the forum. Let's have your experiences, and positive, negative, whatever. Let's hear them. Okay, thanks chaps. Bye now.